Well, this is why I tell people that they really need to study politics. Because fear-mongering, it's done very poorly in the quote-unquote marketing world. You have some high-level copywriters who do fear incredibly well in terms of response. Now, I'm not saying it's any more ethical at that point. I'm not saying one should do it. But I am saying only a small percentage of the people can use fear well. What you see in the quote-unquote guru space, the guru party, it's done poorly. But if you study politics, one of the first really prominent uses of fear-mongering, this was 1967. Lyndon Johnson was running for president. And probably the best known example in America is the quote-unquote Daisy television commercial. And so this was a time, kind of Cold War, worried with Russia, nuclear bomb strike. And so the commercial starts out, and you got this little girl, maybe 6 or 7 years old, and she's wandering through a field of daisies, and you got rolling hills, and you can picture this in your mind, and you got blue skies, and it's a beautiful day. And this little girl, innocent, she's out there, she's picking daisies and counting the petals. 1, 2, 3, 2, 7, 9. And when they hit 9, all of a sudden there's this ominous voice that appears and the screen shakes. And all of a sudden there's narration. These are the stakes. And at that time, the screen goes black. And it looks into the little girl's eyes, and there's this giant mushroom cloud from a nuclear strike. And the narration goes on to say, these are the stakes. To make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark. We must either love each other, or we must die. Okay, and then of course another voice came on. It says, vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home. In other words, if you don't vote for Lyndon Johnson for president, then here's what's going to happen to you. Likely, there's going to be a nuclear bomb dropped on your child, everything's going to go black, and it will be the end of mankind. And so you see this a lot. So the CDC, they use this in their public health commercials. You see the person with the hole in their throat. They're using fear-mongering to get people to stop smoking. You see this with financial. So if you're subscribed to any of Agora publications, any Phillips publications, the Motley Fool publications, and you're getting any kind of direct mail, you undoubtedly have seen a fear pitch. And so one of the most successful uses of fear in really the past couple of years has been this headline, America's warning sign. Look for this critical warning sign. When you see it, you know the end of America is near. It then goes on to say, I know that most people, the situation seems to be getting better. Now, he's talking about the economy, he's talking about jobs, he's talking about, and he's speaking to the low information individual out there. He's speaking to the person who isn't informed, who's only listening to Obama. And Obama comes out that says the world is a lot better off today than when I took office. And so he says, I know that to most people, the situation seems to be getting better. Stocks have recovered nearly all their losses. And you see the stock market, it's at record levels. Now, they don't know why that's happening, but they see it and they go, oh, everything's getting better. Real estate has rebounded, unemployment and bankruptcies have dropped. But here's the thing. The unfortunate reality is that we're actually in a much more dangerous and precarious place today than we were 5 years ago. And that is why I spent a significant amount of time and money in the past few months preparing this presentation. In short, I want to talk to you about a specific event that will take place in America very near future, which could actually bring our country and our way of life to a grinding halt. This looming crisis is related to the financial crisis of 2008, but it is infinitely more dangerous, as I'll explain in this letter. As this problem continues to ahead, I expect there will be near complete shutdown of the American economy. Life as we have known it for more than 40 years will essentially cease to exist. Our governments on both the federal and state level will shut down. Banks will not reopen. Businesses, at least temporarily, shut their doors. I expect we'll see martial law enforced by the U.S. military. Believe me, I don't make this prediction lightly, and I have no interest in trying to scare you. Okay, now isn't that the same quote-unquote phrase that guru number one used? I don't mean to scare you. That's exactly what they're trying to do, is quote-unquote scare you. Because fear eliminates rational thought. It creates the flight or fight response. And wherever now they can find a safe haven, that's where they run to.